Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Taurus 19, and this is my opinion. Today, I'll be giving my opinion on Hollywood versus Gollywood or Josiewood. Hollywood, obviously, being the entertainment, um, you know, corporation, or let me say, in lack of better words, yeah, corporation, and Gollywood being our form of the entertainment corporation, right? So I want to briefly discuss this thing because I think it's a very it's a conversation worth having, considering the fact that so many of us ask ourselves, why isn't the game big? Why aren't our artists you know in in the industry the way we see overseas artists be? And I will start with trying to break down the Hollywood Corporation the best way I can, right? And so when it comes to Hollywood, right? Hollywood is a monster. It's a serious thing. In Hollywood, it's not just about acting or just about being a musician or a movie producer and all these other things, right? There's so many things that are involved for them. The same way they can use an actor to play as a doctor in advertisement, or they can use a musician, you know, to speak to people about political things, because the way they structured their corporation is so that it's like a spider web. Everything feeds off it. Let me make an example, right? In in America, when you have someone like a John Cena, who is a wrestling, figure, that person, due to their popularity and the popularity due to the size of the country, USA, having over, if I'm not wrong, I think it's about 600 million people. Yeah. And us here in South Africa is just about 60. So the comparison is very, 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 meek. Um, in America or in Hollywood, when they see the popularity of one of their guys, like a John Cena, they recognize the potential of putting him in movies and actually selling well and using the character that he portrays, the fighter, the invincible guy, and putting it in movies like The Marine, where they can still portray him but in a different light, but you can still view him as a hero, right? So in Hollywood, the whole media or entertainment industry pretty much utilizes everything they have, and they make sure that using everything they have, they can give people the best quality, or we'll just say quality, right? Because they also using that so they can influence the masses to make them think how they want to think. And so to them, this is a very big thing. This is a very important thing. Unlike here in South Africa, we are just mimicking everything that we see from that side. And so we don't have structures that are built, that are meant to invest into our artists and to make sure that our artists are bigger than just, a guy that, that's famous on channel or MTV, right? And so what happens is that we see what's happening. Either our acting legends or our musicians, when they reach an age where they're not relevant to be performing, they don't have, any source of income anymore from the industry because they are not the thing. And this is because our industry was not built to be a propaganda head, right? It was not built to set agendas when it wants to. We just created music, and we happened to have celebrities. People who ran the labels before us had their own agenda, but after 94, when we gained our own freedom, we never had an agenda towards ourselves that we want to set a type of tone or we want to influence conversations, ideologies, or styles to the masses. Where else in America, that's the prominent concept, that they want to push an ideology and they want to make sure that they can provide both sides of, let's say, a civic cause, right? So I think it's important for us to recognize that we may have very powerful industry, great actors, great speakers, great musicians, and all sorts of people from the entertainment industry, but because we do not have a system that was built, to make those people the main thing, the same way, let's say in USA, they're able to use celebrities for political standings, or maybe to influence other ideologies. They use different ways, right? In South Africa, that's really not the thing. They'd rather just book the artist, but they would never, okay, I'm pretty sure they are trying to make most or some of these celebrities say something, but it's not really a relevant thing here, because when we view politics, we view that. We don't view politics based on influence or popularity scale, at least some of us. So in America, the politicians are big. They are known worldwide. They have a very, very, very public, um, let me say, parliament. Yeah, let me just say that in lack of better words, right? So everything that happens, within their administrations, it's public. It's available for you to see or to read about. But at the same time, I think that's concerning, right? Because it washes away from the responsibilities, that these presidents or these ministers, or so they call them in America, secretary generals, it takes away the responsibilities, because most of what they use, the metrics they use to make people um, get awarded a position, it's popularity. Of course, it's the same situation here, but in America, they involve the rest of the world, to influence what happens in America. That's why you will have a whole, trend about, Kamala and Trump. Where else your own country has its own problems, and those problems don't even trend as much, um, because these countries have a whole entertainment, or let me say media, corporation that's ran to make sure that everything that they want to put out, whatever message, idea they want to put out, is you know, well distributed, and people around the world can speak about this one thing, right? Yeah, that's one of my opinions that I have. I will want to definitely talk more about this. I don't want to make it super long, so I will add more facts on other videos. If you do like this video, please do like and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts about this part of the conversation. And yeah, I'd like to hear about what you guys think.